Hello, hello, beautiful humans. Welcome back to Monday Meditation and Musings. So, I hope you've had a really lovely week. I'm just back from having a little bit of lunch with my mum up the road, which was really lovely. It was my dad's birthday today. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore, but he would have been 72 today. So we were just having a little bit of lunch on his behalf. So literally just back in. What I wanted to do today was I wanted to just share a little bit of, there's a book that I'm reading at the moment called Charging, actually I'll show it to you, it's this book here. Oops. It's called Charge and the Energy Body by Anodea Judith, and it's an amazing book. So I got it from the library, and I've already ordered a copy. I'm like, I need to have a look at that book, and it's really amazing. And what I love is, I'm a Virgo sun. I'm very practical. So what I love doing is learning all the different self-development, personal development, spiritual development, physical development, all these different tools. And I love making them practical. I love making them like bite-sized, wisdom-portioned information that you can use on an everyday level. Because let's face it, most people don't want to dive down the rabbit holes as deep as maybe some others do. And yeah, so the information that I love is information that makes it bite-sizable, chewable, digestible, easily usable in your day-to-day as well. And as somebody who works with Reiki, which is basically working with energy, I love anything that makes the invisible visible. And this book is just, I've only just started reading it, but this book is just, I love how it puts words on things to be able to kind of get a more tangible grasp on things, basically. I'm talking in riddles at the moment. I've had coffee, so I'm like, woo, up here. And so the first part of this book is just talking about charge and what is charge. And charge is essentially any energy, So, and then there's discharge, and discharge is like a lack of energy. So she basically in this book talks about charging activities. So activities whereby we're like building up energy in the body. So she talks about inhaling is charging, builds up energy in the body. Eating is charging because you're taking food in to charge up the energy stores in your body. Resting is charging because when you're not active and you're in a state of rest, you're recharging your batteries. Sexual arousal is charging because the energy is building up. Feeling emotion is charging because you're feeling it. Hey, Susie. So you're feeling the energy, you're feeling the charge, and it's in your body, you're storing it, and therefore feeling the energy is charging. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment because discharge of that same charge is actually really important as well. So feeling emotion is a charge. Stimulation is a charge. The feeling of it being important. So the way she describes this is, if somebody of importance comes into the room, the charge in the room goes up. If you yourself feel important, your charge goes up. What else does she talk about? Meaning. Attaching meaning to things gives it a charge because you're holding it up in terms of its energy. And what else? Religion and things like that as well tend to have a charge behind them. So these are all charging activities. And what I found really interesting in this was, I was like, oh, I do a lot of charging activities, right? Then the discharging activities that she mentions in the book are exhaling. The release, letting go of that energy. Working is a discharging energy because your energy is being put out, so if we're working and we're discharging that energy all the time, eventually we're going to feel fairly depleted. Creating is a discharging energy. Why? Because you have energy coming through you and you're expressing it outwards. So that's a discharging energy. And I'll explain, stay with me for the moment, and I'll explain why there's a difference between these. Orgasm is a discharging energy because if arousal is a charging energy, then orgasm itself is a releasing or a discharging energy. Any activities in general, like exercise or anything like that, tends to be discharging as well. Talking, running, the action of giving. These are all discharging energies. And so the reason I find this really interesting, it's not that I don't know this, but it's great to put words on it because it allows us to kind of be able to like go, oh, that's that and that's that. And the reason I say it is, if we're constantly in a state of charge, so charging activities or charging energy, and you're not discharging that energy, you're going to get into a state of anxiety. So when you're feeling anxiety in your body, it's that you're taking in, you're consuming, things are coming in, you're putting in that energy into your body, but you're not doing anything to get rid of that energy. And so that build-up of energy becomes very charged and can feel very anxious, because anxious energy is like, oh, what do I do? How do I get rid of this, right? And so it builds up in the body. Now, on the other hand, if you're, and caffeine can be a charging energy as well. Consuming information could be a charging energy. Reading, taking in, learning, doing all that kind of stuff is charging as well. And I have to admit, definitely when I was looking through this, I was like, yeah, I do a lot of charging activities. And then if you're the kind of person who's say, more discharging in your energy, you're going to be somebody who puts out a lot of energy. You're expending a lot of energy. And when you do that and you're not refilling it back up, so if you're constantly discharging energy through working or creating or writing or giving or doing or whatever it is, and you're not replenishing that store, what happens is you get depleted. And when you get depleted, you then feel like you can't have nothing more to give. And therefore, if you've nothing more to give, you're going to feel overwhelmed. So anxiety is where the charge is building up and you haven't yet learned how to release it or discharge it and bring it back into balance. And then overwhelm is where you've just given so much out that you're like, I have nothing more to give. I don't know how to do anymore because you've nothing more to give. And so you're living in a discharge of energy. And I find this so beautiful and simple. I love simple and practical. Because if you look at your life and see which energy are you more in? Are you in charging energy all the time? Or are you in discharging energy all the time? Or are you fluctuating between both of them? And most people are going to fluctuate between both of them. And the next part of this is to look at, well, what is your bandwidth on this? Are you somebody who charges up energy a lot, gets rid of it very quickly? Or are you somebody who slowly builds up that charge and you get rid of it slowly as well? And the reason this is important is a lot of people would have a very narrow bandwidth. So you might charge up your energy and then deplete it and give it out. And then you're done, you're spent. And then you have to come up and you have to like charge up your energy again, you spend it, and then it's all gone. And I would say a lot of the clients that I work with, and I would say even in my own life, definitely have a narrow bandwidth because we haven't learned how to manage our energy. Like even for me, like there's periods of time where I'll go through where it's stressful or overwhelming and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I need to do the work. And then I do the work and things balance out and I've got a much broader bandwidth for being able to cope with overwhelm and stress and anxiety and life as it comes and goes. But when we're in high periods of stress and strain, our bandwidth can often become a lot less. And when it becomes a lot less, then we can't handle as much. So then what we do is we tend to because we feel, say, depleted because we're feeling overwhelmed and we're giving out all the time, we're giving all of our energy away, we then might like eat to charge, drink to charge, consume books and information and social media and, TV and radio and all this kind of stuff because we're looking to like fill our bodies with charge again. And then because we're not used to filling our body with charge in a healthy way, then we discharge it in unhealthy ways as well. So we either overwork or we do too much or we give and we don't replenish. So what is the antidote to all of this? Well, I have a whole book to read and I'll tell you as I go along. But to be honest with you, in my own work, in my own life, with my own clients, what I do is I help them to come back into balance. So teaching them activities and tools that you can use to keep yourself in balance, and activities and tools that you can use to increase that bandwidth of being able to ride that high and low of that input and output, that charge and discharge energy. Meditation is such an amazing tool, because when you're in high charge, where you're feeling anxious, if you do meditation, it's going to bring you back into a state of calm. If you're feeling depleted and you're in discharge and where you have very low energy, you do meditation, it's going to bring you right back up into balance, so that you're back in balance with your own core again. So meditation is a great tool for like harmonizing on whatever side of the scale that you're at. Yoga is another amazing tool as well. Having a conversation with somebody can really uplift you. Doing a bit of exercise to a point where you're like getting rid of excess energy and just bringing in energy that you didn't have into your stores before. These are kind of like balancing for your charge, basically. Walking is great, being in nature is great, all these things. So the reason I wanted to share it is because I just think it's lovely and practical, and it's easy for us to then go, okay, that's a charging activity, that's a discharging activity. I'm feeling anxious, which means I have a lot of charge. What can I do to discharge that energy? I'm feeling depleted and discharged, and I want to come back and have more energy. What is it that I can do to bring myself back into balance as well? And so I have a 7-day crisis to calm. You guys are probably used to hearing me talking about it by now. Like, it's amazing because this is a tool that I created years ago, and I've been using it for a long time now, but I myself will do it every couple of weeks to kind of just bring myself back into balance. And the crisis to calm, if anybody who hasn't been here before, is basically, it's all about that. It's about harmonizing, and it's about bringing you back into balance to a state that's feels stable and grounded. And when you get stressed, you don't get knocked off your perch as easily. Or when life happens and, kicks you and sits you on your ass, you don't get knocked off balance easily. When you've got a strong, stable core and life comes and pushes you around, you're much more able to come back into balance a lot easier. When you're stressed out and overwhelmed, when you're feeling discharge, when we're talking about this discharge, and your energy is low and you feel depleted and you can't get out of bed in the morning, and then you go to bed and you can't sleep well at night, and you feel like you're not motivated to make your dinner, and you feel like you're not motivated to do your work, and you procrastinate, and everything, that all the to-do list that's kind of piling up just feels like another thing that you have to do, and it's just weighing you down. And when you're overwhelmed, the thoughts of doing anything just depletes you. The crisis to calm challenge that I do, it brings you back into balance and just brings you back to that state of, oh, I can do more now. I've got a broader bandwidth now. And equally, if you're in a state of anxiety where your head's really busy and you feel everything's chaotic and you feel like literally like you can't calm yourself down, or your thoughts are ruminating, or you have a lot of negative thoughts coming in that you can't seem to be able to control, or you're in a state of fight or flight, or you're trying to push, do, and your life is all chaotic and nothing has structure and there's no balance, and you might be in workloads or you might be at home loads, and everything's all over the place. Equally, bringing that back into balance, the crisis to calm challenge that I do, brings you back into a state of peace and balance. And all that we do is use sleep, food, eat and drink. What do we say? Sleep, food and eat is the same thing. Sleep, food, water and routine. That's basically all we do in the crisis to calm. It is literally about throwing everything else out and just using your God-given tools, your normal everyday stuff that you're doing anyway, and just tidying it all up. So I'm starting a new one of these on the 2nd of May, which is on a Tuesday. Tuesdays are associated with the planet Mars, and Mars is all to do with taking action. That and the Monday is the bank holiday. So I'm not doing it on the bank holiday. But for anybody who's interested, you'll be with me for 7 days. It's a live challenge. On the website, that incense is making me cough now. On the website, you can download the ebook. It's €11, so you can download that and just read through it, and you can do the crisis to calm yourself. There is a freebie that you can download from the website. The link is broken at the moment. I have to get that fixed. But there is a freebie that you can download. If you want to email me, I'll send it over to you as well. And that's just like a kind of a tracker, a simple mini guide, if you will. Or if you feel like you need the accountability, which personally, that's what I need, because my inner teenager goes rogue and doesn't like to conform and will only conform if I'm in a structure. So I've created the 7-day Christ to Calm Challenge Kickstart just to be able to create a space for like-minded people who want to come together and want to stay accountable for that 7 days on the structure of that course, basically. So if you're interested in that, drop me a DM, and I'll be starting on Tuesday, the 2nd of May for a week. You'll basically have 2 Zoom calls with me. You'll have a Zoom on the first night, and you'll have a Zoom on the last night. And then for the 7 days, you'll be with me in the Telegram group, and we'll be having the chats, and we'll be talking about all the different parts of the course, and we'll be checking in with each other, holding each other accountable. And then I'll be offering any support or guidance that you need as you go along as well. So you have access to me for 7 whole days. So if that's something you're interested in, drop me a message, and I'll send you the links for joining that as well. So with all that said, let's go do a meditation. I'm also thinking about, I'm only pondering the idea, we'll see, but anybody who's listening to this who might be interested, let me know. I'm thinking of starting up a membership. I've been procrastinating about this for a long time. But I'd love a space where I can go deeper with people, where I can offer people more of what I do, just in a kind of a more practical day-to-day way. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know, because if I have enough demand for it, it's something that I'll implement a little bit sooner rather than later. Excuse me, but basically what it will be, it'll be like a monthly subscription, and then you'll have access to me for any of your practical day-to-day wisdom and tools. I'll be teaching stuff as I go along, talking about astrology, doing healing sessions. I might do like meditation sessions maybe once a week, or maybe do healing interchangeably between healing sessions and meditation. I'll be doing live Q&As. I can do some of the courses that I do, run that through the membership as well, astrology, all the things. So anybody who's interested in that, just let me know. And with all that, let's get into the meditation. I'm sure you're like, shut up, Deborah. Shut up, Deborah, get on with it. So grab yourself a nice place to sit. Stick a cushion under your bum, or grab somewhere comfy. As I always say, if you're driving, obviously don't close your eyes, because that would be ridiculous. Find somewhere nice and quiet. And hey, how you doing? We have a few out beyond today. It's lovely to see you all. And yeah, just going to take a moment to land. As I said, I had a coffee, so I'm like up here somewhere. We're just going to take a moment to land. Place your 2 hands on your knees. Keep your feet either both on the floor if you're sitting in a chair, or just comfortably underneath you, wherever's most comfortable for you. And just take a moment to come into the room. Just become aware of the room around you. And when you're ready, just close your eyes. And become aware of all the sounds in the room around you. And there's no need to follow the sounds, but just become lightly aware of them. And next, just become aware of your breath. Is it slow and shallow? Is it rapid and shallow? Is it slow and deep? And just take a few moments to allow your breath to come back into a natural pattern and rhythm of its own. Becoming aware of the air as it enters through your nostrils, and allowing it to exhale through your mouth. And in a moment, when you're ready, we're going to take 3 individual breaths, and on the exhale, you're going to chant the word Om. And for anybody who's new, to my meditations. This might sound a little bit hippy-dippy, but the is actually an incredibly effective tool for regulating the nervous system. The vibration and sound of the as it goes down through your body actually helps to regulate your nervous system. So when we're taking a deep breath in, we bring the breath in through the nose, and on the exhale we'll chant the Om. And as you're doing that on the exhale, I want you to just feel into your body for the vibration of that Om, and just light awareness. And if you can't feel it, that's absolutely fine. Sometimes it takes a little bit of practice to be able to feel into the body. And a lot of people are not connected in with their body, so they don't feel it straight away. So when you're ready, we're going to do this 3 separate times. So take a deep breath in through the nose. Just allow your body to relax in that silence for a moment. Placing your awareness just on the breath. And today we're going to do a little bit more silent meditation. So what I want you to do is just to become aware, first of all, before we rest into the silence. Become aware of the contact point between you and the floor or the chair below you. Perhaps your back is touching the wall or a bed or a chair. Just become aware of the contact points between your body and your back, your bum, your feet, your hands. And just becoming aware of the contact points, just magnify the intensity of the feeling of the contact. So there almost becomes this weight in your body, this intensity between your hands and knees, your back and the chair or bed, your bum and the floor, chair, your feet. And as you place your awareness on these areas, you're very much in the present moment. And just feel into what it feels like just from you placing your awareness on these contact points, what it actually feels like to just be in the moment itself. Now feel the weight of your body, the weight of your bones and your muscle and your skin and the entire body. Just feel the weight of that sinking down deeper and deeper toward the earth. As though you can feel this gravitational pull just anchoring you down deeper and deeper. And really enjoying the weight of that connecting you all these contact points weighing you down heavier and heavier into the earth like an anchor. Now when you're ready, I want you to bring your awareness into your mind, into your third eye in your forehead. Become aware of that contact point between your focus and attention and your forehead. And I want you to gently, inch by inch, move your awareness from your third eye, from that area in your forehead. Just move it down through your head, bringing your attention and focus down through your neck, down through your chest. And I want you to allow your awareness to just simply drop into your heart space. And imagine for a moment that you were looking out from your heart. Imagine your heart had two eyes and you were looking out from the heart space. And just take a deep breath here and exhale. Allowing yourself to really just sink into your heart space. And for a few moments, we're going to sit in silence in this space. And you're just going to keep your attention and your focus on your heart. And imagine that space is expanding and growing and getting larger and larger and larger. So your attention and your awareness is staying in your heart space, but it's gradually expanding outwards from you. And just allow your mind to wander, and when it does, just bring it back to your heart space. And allow your mind to wander and bring it back to your heart space. And every time it wanders, just come back to the heart. I'm just going to take a few moments here. Bringing your focus back to your heart space. And as you're keeping your focus in your heart space, at the same time, I want you to become very lightly aware of the temperature of the room around you, of sounds in the room, whilst also keeping your focus and your attention on your heart space. So your attention is on your heart space and your periphery awareness is on the room around you and you in the space. Coming back into the heart space again. And as you do this practice of allowing your attention to sit in your heart space and allowing your expanded awareness, your periphery awareness to be in the room, you should feel this sense of depth, weight, weightlessness at the same time as having weight. This expansion of self. And we're going to come back in a few moments, but before we do, I want you to just feel into the heart space And just imagine it blooming and opening like a rose. Imagine like you've seen on TV in some of the nature programs, the way the rose is budded up and then it just grows and blossoms and blooms. And imagine there's a rose in your heart space and it's just opening wide open, opening up and facing out into the sky. All those bushy petals on the rose opening out, unfurling more and more. And just as you imagine that that rose has blossomed, bloomed and unfurled, it's more, there's more again. There's another center in that rose and it just blooms and blossoms and opens right out. Almost like it's infinite and it's blooming and blossoming more and more and more and more and more. And just take a deep breath here and a lovely long exhale. And as that rose opens and blooms in your heart space, it's creating this charge of love in your body. And you're going to allow some releasing exhales to just discharge some of the intensity of that love. So taking a deep breath in. And long exhale out. Letting go of any tension in the body. Another deep breath in. And letting go of any tension. And another inhale and long exhale, release. Just take note of how that exhale has allowed you to release some additional charge from the body. Once again, becoming aware of the charge and discharge of energy in and out of your body. And we'll be coming back in a moment. Just enjoy this peaceful feeling and allow it to envelop your entire body. Connect into the ground below you, also like roots of a tree reaching down into the earth. Allowing you to feel this beautiful loving energy all around you, but grounding yourself into the earth. So you're nice and sturdy and stable. And when you're ready, we're going to come back. Just enjoy this space where you're at. And just bring your hands into prayer position in front of your chest. Drop your head, and before you open your eyes, I just want you to take another deep breath in and exhale once more. Letting it all go. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes and coming back into the room. Hey guys, I hope that you enjoyed that. How did you get on? As I always say, drop me some comments below. Let me know, did you enjoy it? For me, I feel like a real beautiful, blissful feeling just came over me like halfway through, and I can still feel it. It literally feels like this bliss bubble. It just feels really amazing. So yeah, that's just a little bit about kind of charge and discharge. Like, it was really nice to be able to bring that into the meditation today as well. So as I said, I hope you enjoyed it. So I'm going to do a card pull. And actually before I do, I'm going to, because I can feel, this is really important to note when you're finished the meditation as well. I feel like I'm actually a little bit ungrounded because I feel like I'm still up in my head. I'm like, ooh, like I feel like my energy is so blissed out now that I'm like hanging out up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a bit off piste. I'm going to ask you for a moment to come back into this with me, because if I'm feeling it, I'm going to guess that some of you guys might be feeling it. If you ever come out of a meditation and you feel like floaty, which is amazing, right? Because it feels really cool to be all floaty and feathery. But if you ever come out and you feel a bit like disconnected or disjointed, this is something that you can do. And it's quite quick, really. So entertain me if this is something that is helpful for you. Just close your eyes once again. And I want you to focus on the base of your body. And I want you to imagine a network of roots and lights, big, thick, deep roots stretching out from your body down into the ground, down through the ground into the earth. Imagine that network of roots and lights stretching straight down into the earth, all the way down until you get to the center of the earth, where you're going to see this beautiful ball of crystalline energy, and it's cooling, grounding, calming, healing energy. And you're going to wrap that root system around that ball of light. And I want you to feel into the weight and the heaviness of the earth, the coolness of the earth. And I want you to bring that energy from that ball of light up through all that root system, all the way up into your body, all the way up. And imagine that that energy is just flooding out into all the cells in your body. And just really feel into all the boundaries and edges of your body. And imagine that energy is now returning back down through your body, back down through the base, through your legs and feet, your bum down into the ground, your legs down into the ground. And once again returning down and anchoring, like fingers in the soil, anchoring in. And when you're ready, take a nice deep breath here, anchoring down into the ground. And exhaling, releasing, letting go. And once again, you can just drop your head to the ground, slowly open your eyes and come back. Sorry, that was a bit off-piste. I just needed to ground myself. So I'd love to know, did any of you guys feel the not grounded part when you came out of that the first time? And do you feel more grounded now? Do let me know. While you're typing away, I'm going to do a card pull. And I think I'm going to do Sacred Forest today. Because I can. So, as always, sit in that lovely energy. And whatever you feel like you'd like a little bit of guidance on today, have a think about it. Ask your higher self. Tap into your own intuition, your own wisdom, and just ask yourself, is there anything that you'd like guidance with? And today, Reflecting Pool, Stillness. I do love these cards. They're just so pretty. So she's got this reflection of a swan below her. So it is number 33. And Reflecting Pool, Stillness. As you stand, sorry, my screen has gone off there. As you, Deborah. Okay, today's a little bit like disjointed and all over the place. Reflecting Pool, Stillness. As you stand on the soft moss at the edge of the forest pool, you can see your own reflection. A soft breeze ripples on the surface. Your image wavers and shifts only to return as the air becomes still. In the quietude of this moment, you tap into the internal source of your power. You watch as your reflected image transforms into the highest form of you. What beauty and grace. In stillness, your power emerges. Tap into your inner sacred witness to discover the dwelling place of your soul. In profound peace and silence, you can discover the truth of your being. If you are in pain, go into the stillness until you find the source. Resist the temptation to indulge in feelings of overwhelm, urgency, and emergency. There is always a higher truth. Seek it out. Your soul loves what is real and honest. In quietude, the truth emerges. Move past the bustle and chatter of life into sweet stillness. Allow the chaos of the outer world to roll off your back. the way water rolls off the back of a duck. Surrender it, seek solitude to hear the voice of spirit, and serenity will follow. The Spirit of Reflecting Pool says, in silence, you'll find the dwelling place of your soul. Take time to move into quietude and you'll uncover a vast store of insight emerging within you. In ongoing situations in your life, hold back, take time to reflect before responding. Ooh. Hey Nikki, how you doing? So I'd love to know, did anybody feel like that resonate with them one more of the other? I'd really love to know, because I actually feel like for me there's a lot in that as well. I definitely can feel parts of that for my own life currently. So guys, that is all we have for today. I hope that you've enjoyed today's session. I will be back on Monday next week. Monday meditation and musings next week. As I said, anybody who's interested in the 7-day crisis to calm, I have a new one starting on the 2nd of May. Do join me. It'll be amazing. I can't wait. And yeah, as I said, I'm also looking at a possible membership. Anybody who's interested in hanging out with me more, listen to more of my weird, wacky, wonderful musings and insights, and learning lots of practical tools for, coming back into balance, uncovering more of your true self and reconnecting with your inner wisdom, let me know. Because the more who are interested, I'll take a look at maybe starting up something over the next while. Outside of that, have an amazing week. I'd love to know, guys, where are you all at? Is there anything that's coming up for you at the moment as well? I'm going to start doing maybe little Q&As. So anybody who has stuff that they'd like me to talk about in these musings, if you drop me a private message, I'm more than happy to bring up some of these topics and actually discuss them as more like a Q&A for people as well. As always, do hit the like button because it helps me to beat up Mark Zuckerberg and his stupid algorithms. Hit the share button if you know somebody who could do with these meditations. They are free and for you. And I shall talk to you all soon. See you later, guys. Bye.